Hey Luke,
Hello.
how are you? You got me?
Uh, Yeah, how's it going, mate?
Good mate, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
That's all right. You still up in Falls Creek?
Yeah, I've got another 5 or so days up here, so just trying to get last little bit of aerobic endurance going.
Yeah,
Is
beauty.
my video okay?
Yeah, nah, sweet. Yeah,
Oh, perfect.
all
Perfect.
good. So what kind of stuff are you doing up there? Just a bit of training and
Yeah, just kind of like a strength session on Tuesdays, Thursdays like threshold, and then Saturdays now going to start doing a bit of speed endurance. So and then back to Melbourne.
yeah, beauty.
Hopefully, I got enough aerobic engine for this season.
Yeah.
What about yourself? Where are you based out of?
So I was down in Torquay, but just recently moved up to the Gold Coast, up in Queensland. So
Yep.
yeah, up north, which is good. So just settling
And
in.
what exactly is Amino Essential? I'm gonna be clear, so I don't know anything about
Yeah,
it. So
no,
I
no,
just
no, easy. I just
thought
reached out.
I'd ask.
So we're going to be a new running community. So basically, just mainly going to be bringing informational events just to give some value to runners. So
Yep.
that's one aspect of the company, and then the other aspect is going to be some running supplements. So we have our
Yep.
first supplement launching next month. So that's going to be listed with the TGA, and we're going to go through HASA. So then all the banned substances are approved and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's really exciting. So just ticking away at that, and yeah, just building up the community and going from there. So thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it.
No, awesome. No, that's all good. I mean, running as a whole in Australia, it's kind of struggles from time to time. So anything that's trying to promote it to go forward, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, beautiful. No, we hopefully yeah, we've just been getting some people on and just giving some value out to runners, and hopefully they can learn something from it and grow as a runner. So appreciate you jumping on. To start things off, do you want to just give a bit of an intro about yourself and a bit of how you got into running and your pathway and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. So, firstly, my name's Luke Matthews. I'm a middle distance runner from Melbourne, Australia. My events that I specialise in are the 800 and the 1500, and I'd like to think I'd do an okay mile as well. I am 25 years old, and I was lucky enough to compete in the 2016 Olympics, hoping to qualify for the Tokyo 2021 Olympics. I was fortunate enough as well to compete in the last Commonwealth Games and win a bronze medal in the 800. And I've also been lucky enough to compete at 2 world championships in both the 8 and the 15. So, but yeah, been around running since I was 6 or 7 years old, a little athletics, and feel like I've seen almost every aspect of athletics, from little athletics all the way to the Olympics. So yeah, that's me in short form from my running career, but can obviously delve into it a bit further if needed.
Yeah, beautiful. Obviously, you touched on a few of those highlights. What's probably your biggest highlight out of your whole career so far?
Yeah, I'd say it'd probably be one of two. It'd either be just qualifying and making the Olympics, or I'd say probably winning a bronze medal at Com Games. One of those two would probably, that'd probably stack up pretty evenly, I'd say.
Yeah, sweet, awesome. And you mentioned you've had that experience right from little athletics through to Olympic standard. From all your experiences, what's the most important thing, or what's a major aspect that someone should focus on in order to grow as a runner?
Yeah, I'd say there's certainly a lot of aspects to running, and there's also a lot of aspects to becoming a good runner. I think the biggest thing is, I'd say, I don't know, try to think of a couple off the top of my head, but I'd say the biggest thing, and this is probably something which I heard a lot when I was younger and probably didn't really become relevant or necessary to me probably until the last few years. And it is incredibly cliche, but I think the biggest thing is that you have to actually have fun with it and enjoy it. And I got told that when I was doing little athletics when I was 8 years old, 9 years old, and I just thought, no, like the thing that I'm here to do is to try to win races and win medals and stuff like that, which is obviously great, and that is also having fun as well. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like there's always, you're not going to win a medal or win a race every time you run.
Yep.
And I think those are the kind of the moments where you have to kind of go back and think, well, why am I doing it? And have a passion for it, and actually wanting to learn and be better, and kind of enjoying it in that aspect. I think another thing as well is I'd say another thing is to surround yourself with a good group and a good coach that you trust, and you know, not necessarily just be, you know, someone that just says yes, no, but have someone where you have full faith in what they're doing. You have someone where it's back and forth, you can communicate. If you have your troubles with your programming or whatever it might be able to have those conversations. And I think another thing as well, which makes the sport of athletics great, is just try to branch out and reach out to as many people as possible. Try to run with new people. Try to just have fun with it in that way as well. Try to make relationships. So I think there's been definitely times where I've done those things and it's been great. There's definitely been times where I've abandoned or not followed those things and it's been terrible. So I'd say a mix of all three, but those are just three of many, many, many things which can make your athletic career work or go well.
Yeah, beautiful, awesome. And with the just a thought with the your second point about the coaching, how was your experience with finding a good coach and someone that you can trust and have faith in and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd say coaching for me is kind of been pretty interesting. I've had in my career, I suppose I've had two junior coaches and then two senior coaches. And I'll just talk more on the senior coaches. I kind of when I kind of realized that I wanted to, I suppose, be an athlete. Yep. My mum was coaching me, yep. And then she coached me for 2.5 years up until I was about 19 years old. And then it got to a point where I think not necessarily reached the ceiling, but we'd kind of exhausted every bit of our relationship at that point. Mm-hmm. And I joined a new group, a kind of a more professional group, mm-hmm. With many Olympians and Australian record holders and stuff like that. And when I joined that new group, I kind of had, well, let's have 100% faith and let's just do whatever we're told and let's see how it can go. And fortunately enough, I did that. And then 12 months after joining the new group, I ran an Olympic qualifier, and that kind of set me up for 2016. Ended up having a bit of a falling out with that coach, and that was kind of at a point where I wasn't 100% buying into the program. I thought that there were a lot of things wrong on a personal level and then also on a professional level with the coach, and that's when I decided to leave and dabbled with a few coaches here and there, but I ended up going back to my mum, and I think that had been close to 3 years, and I think that we had a few stones left unturned, and that was at the tail end of 2017. And since then, I've been able to do a fair bit. And it was at that point where you just have 100% faith, but at the same time, if I don't agree with things, I'm going to voice my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's still my mum's or my coach's, her what she wants type thing. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so it's all about like trying to change. If something's not right, give it something else a go and try and find the right coach for you, kind of thing. Is that fairly?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it's just, I think that there's definitely relationships that work where it's, fully driven by the coach. There's relationships where it's fully driven by the athlete. But for me, I think I'd like a good mix where it's not necessarily a dictatorship where it's just, one way or the highway. Yeah, I'd like a kind of a fluid relationship where it's back and forth. And I think that's what I've got now, and I think it works. It's shown that it has worked at certain levels. So yeah.
Beauty. And you mentioned about the coaching with your mum. Do you want to touch on the Team Matthews running kind of stuff for the viewers?
Yes. So, mum she's a teacher by trade, and then pretty much from it would have been 2012 when I joined her. She technically took me on as her first ever athlete. And she was fortunate enough to join up with Williamstown Athletics. Got a few athletes through that. And then kind of just from there, it built from local level runners to schools to just kind of fun runners around and decent state level athletes. And when we probably would have been, that kind of just grew and grew and grew. And then I rejoined in at the tail end of 2017. And pretty much since then, I just feel like it's really taken off. Like we were able to put a brand, like I suppose like a logo and a name to our team, and that was Team Matthews Running. And Mum, you know, we've been fortunate enough to have a whole heap of athletes join. And I think that's credit to Mum's coaching and Mum's relationships and networking and stuff like that. And so I think now, like, we come up to Falls Creek, and Mum seems to have coaching every second athlete up here, whether it's a 10-year-old kid or just a teenager or whatever it might be. And when we go to training now, it might be, you know, there's 3 different sessions across a day or whatever it might be, like back in Melbourne. But Mum's got athletes that are, you know, 10 years old, 12 years old, that are state champions, to people that are doing their masters, competing in masters. And then we've also got, I suppose, an elite group, which, you know, with people that have run 30-minute 10Ks. And then we've also got potentially that we might have 3 people at this year's Olympics. So it's a really good group, good diverse group of athletes. And I think that's full credit to Mum and what she's been able to do with the athletes that she's coached.
Cool, awesome. And if people wanted to reach out, do you do any online coaching, or is it mainly just around the Melbourne region?
Yeah, well, we do. An aspect of it is online coaching. So I suppose, yeah, if you want to contact, we have a website. It's just teammatthewsrunning.com.au. And then we're pretty responsive on Facebook and then also Instagram as well. So, but yeah, it's definitely we've you know, across the last 2 years, there's definitely been a fair amount of people that have kind of been in and out of online coaching. But yeah, Mum definitely does some online coaching as well.
Beauty, awesome. Thanks for all that. Probably the last one that I've got written down is, what's your favourite running workout and why?
Favorite running workout? To be honest with you, it's probably anything that's like speed endurance on the track.
Yep.
Actually, to be honest, I'd probably say, if it counts as a workout, I'd probably say racing is my favorite. But if we're talking specifically training, I'd say anything speed endurance. So that's usually Saturdays for us on the track in spikes, kind of almost treated a bit like a race. But anything from 200 meters to 600 meters, running at 800 meters to 1500 meter race pace. That's pretty much my favorite part of the week. And it's good because it's good because I love running at pace and running at race simulation almost. But then at the same time, because I know it is so intense in the body, I get nervous for it, like it's a race. And then if you hit a session, it's good. Yeah, and I think as well, like definitely as I'm getting older, I think, like, you know, being an 800 and a 1500 meter runner, you know, I got to run 56, 57 seconds a lap for a 1500, and for an 800, I got to run 52 seconds a lap. So I think that if you haven't practiced that or you haven't done that in training before, it might be a bit of a rude shock in training. So I think that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, sweet. Could you just give an example for the viewers, like what something like just a generic speed endurance workout would look like?
Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why or how, but Mum's biggest thing is running 3.5K worth of speed endurance. That's for me. I'm not going to say that I suggest that to people doing speed endurance. That's just me personally.
Yep.
And I don't know where she got that number from, but that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think about sessions that I've done in the past, it's been stuff like 3x5. So everything's off about 2.5 to 3 minutes. There's been sessions where we've done on one Saturday 3x500 in, say, 111, 112, which is about 57 seconds a lap. 3 400s in 56, 55, and then 3 300s in sub 40 seconds. We've also done other sessions before where we've done 3 sets of 600, 300, 300, and the 600 has to go 130. The first 300 has to go 42, and then the next 300 has to go 39, and we'll do 3 sets of that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's more about it's not necessarily just running quick. It's more about running quick under fatigue. So
Yep.
so yeah, I've probably done about 10 to 15 different variations of 400s, 300s and stuff. But
Yeah. Big
yeah.
variety.
Yeah.
Beauty. No, thanks for all that, Luke. Really appreciate it. I'm sure the viewers will as well. Do you have anything, final tips or anything to chuck in there, or pretty much all covered it?
I'd just say the biggest thing is I've done a lot of training solo. I've done a lot of training in groups, and I think if anyone's listening out there, try make a community. Try be a run with people. I reckon that's just the best thing because it's social and it also makes your running easier. So that'd be my thing.
Amino extension community.
Exactly.
No, I appreciate it, mate. And yeah, thanks once again. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, I guess.
No, awesome. Thanks for having me, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries, Luke. Talk soon, mate.
See you, mate. Have a good one.
Have a good one. You too.